Hello, my name is Jason. I'm 38 years old. I'm a former Marine, spent 13 years as a military police officer. In 2005, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and I was discharged in 2006. I'm currently living in Alexandria, Louisiana, where I'm 100% disabled due to my mental disorder. As of right now, I'm currently diagnosed bipolar 1, more manic and mania, anxiety disorder, borderline personality disorder. I've been seeing a therapist, the same therapist, at the Alexandria Veterans Administration Hospital, or VA, since '08, about 6 years now. I've had pretty much the same psychiatrist off and on for the past couple years now. He's my favorite, probably one of the best. If you, whether military personnel or veteran, he's amazing. Love him to death. Love my therapist also. She's amazing also. She puts up with a lot of my shit. Just want to give a head up. This is based purely nothing but my opinion, my own personal experiences. I'm not a trained therapist. I'm not a trained psychiatrist. This is just based off what I've suffered and how I've learned to cope and things like that. There are different ways you can research certain facts using the internet, books, apps on your smartphone, iPad, things like that. I recommend using Google Scholar. Stay away from Wikipedia. It's usually people just adding their own personal opinions. WebMD is a good source. I use that. It's a good, reliable source, I believe. Other things like that. But like I said, once again, I've been diagnosed since 2005 with bipolar. Since then, I've been re-diagnosed or had other diagnoses, such as, once again, anxiety disorder and borderline personality disorder. I've been hospitalized, inpatient, I believe, up to 5 times for certain situations, ranging anywhere from 5 to 25 days. I am a self-mutilator. However, I've been having cut myself in about 2 years. I'm proud of myself for that. It takes a lot of work sometimes. I have attempted suicide approximately 4 times, I believe. Fortunately, I've never made it, as you can see, I wouldn't be here speaking to you. I'm prescribed several different medications. Paroxetine, which is Paxil, Seroquel, Trazodone, Klonopins. I was on Risperdal injection. I also have what they call a mild form, or actually they say schizoaffective disorder. However, that's kind of been pushed aside a little bit to myself. I think I've got it under control. I will be honest, however, I'm not currently taking all my medications. I do take Klonopins every once in a while, and I do take my Trazodone every once in a while. Let me start by saying that these are things that I have done, and what I recommend that people who are feeling like myself, who feel like maybe therapy's not working, the medications aren't working, this is how I've learned over the past year, 6 months, year and a half, how to learn how to handle this a little bit better. First, I'd like to say that one of the biggest keys to living life successfully with a mental illness or through mental disorders is acceptance. And I'm not talking about acceptance from other people. Yes, that's great and that's nice. However, personal acceptance, accepting you for who you are and what you have. Whether you want to or not, you're not going to wake up one day and it's going to be gone. It's not going to happen. There are going to be good days and there are going to be bad days. So you just have to accept that and continue to move forward. And that's life. And that part of having a mental illness is accepting that. Now, there are certain mental disorders, I'm sure that it's not that easy. However, just like life, Having a mental illness is just like kind of living life in order. You just have to accept certain things. You just got to realize you're no different from Johnny sitting over there. You just have a slight chemical imbalance, or a major chemical imbalance. But you still have feelings just like they do. You still love just like they do, unless you're a sociopath, and then you need to seek serious medical help if you're a sociopath, and I hope you don't come to my house looking for me. But either way, the fact is, you still love, you still feel, you still bleed. The only difference is you have certain episodes that they don't have. That doesn't make you crazy or strange or not worth being loved or worth being liked. So accept yourself for who you are. Another thing is cope. Find ways to cope. Alcohol, drugs is not the proper answer. Trust me. I never did drugs. However, I did drink. I self-medicated for years. I mean, to the point to where I was sent to the ER for alcohol poisoning. It was horrible. I destroyed my family more with self-medication and alcoholism than I ever have with my mental illness. So my recommendation on that is, please do not add another problem onto a problem. Okay? Find a coping mechanism. Read. Talk to your children if you have children. Find something. Bite your nails. Bite your toenails. I don't know. Whatever works. Color, draw, type, anything. Find a way to cope, but stay away from drugs and alcohol. Because if you self-medicate, it will lead to alcoholism, which can lead to traffic accidents, DUIs, family problems. It's not worth it. One way I've coped, and I recommend that other people cope, is structure or routine. Find a routine and try to stick to that routine to the best of your ability. I promise you, and I will promise you this, if you find a routine, it will lower your anxiety level. It will help you be able to cope with episodes such as depression and a manic episode, or a cutting episode, or feelings of suicidal ideation. It will help you, because you will always have, I know from myself with my mental disorder and my mental illness, sometimes just knowing I know that certain things are going to fall into place because that's how I have it, helps ease some of my anxiety, helps ease some of my depression. Even when I'm depressed, I still try to stick to that routine to the best, like I said, to the best of my ability. That's all you can do when you have episodes, is do a thing to the best of your ability. Some people will tell you to force it. No. My recommendation is, because if you're depressed, you're having a panic attack, your anxiety, and you try to force yourself to do something, that's maybe you're going to end up becoming worse. You're going to do something extreme. So just try to maintain a certain level of normalcy, even though you may be in some type of episode. That's how I cope. Yes, there's Xanax, there's Klonopins for panic attacks, and there are now, fine, I don't take medication because I have different ways. However, even the way I feel, even medications can't always stop you from, they don't keep you from having episodes. They help control them. That's why they are called mood stabilizers. They are not called mood removers. They're called they help to stabilize your mood. It's not going to prevent you from having your episodes. They are there to help control them, make them not happen as often, or make them not happen as worse, or as bad, so to speak. Excuse my English. I am from the South. But if you do take medication and you do have therapy, then I also recommend that you have a home routine that helps you cope with the music, stuff like that. I recommend stay away from depression music if you're depressed, or party music if you're manic, because it's going to only increase. Try to find something that's calming. Classical music works for me, stuff like that. Things like that. That's what works for me. Bedtimes, wake up times. Those are good things to maintain, because proper amounts of sleep will help your body and your mind grow or stay strong. Because if you're not sleeping, and you're naturally delirious from lack of sleep, and you have an episode, it's just everything's gonna be 10, 15, 20% bigger than what it would normally be. Now, I understand, like myself, sometimes I have sleeping disorder at times, that even Trazodone or Ambien probably wouldn't help. Well, during those times, I just try to relax. I try to turn the TV off, stay away from music, stay away from the computer, and just lay in the bed and kind of just mellow out. Try to slow my thoughts down. I don't want to add anything else to it. It's going to make myself think more, so to speak. I don't want to add more thoughts or more distractions. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So those are things I do. If you've gone through any types like myself, I've gone through emotional abuse, through family, physical abuse from family. I was bullied because I'm a small person, and people like to pick on small guys. I'm different. People say I'm very feminine. People call me names, and so I also was sexually abused for a year, almost as a teenager, and I was actually raped by a male, and that caused a lot of problems, caused a lot of social dissension inside my brain, so to speak. I was confused. It didn't really start hitting me until my 30s. I had the fear, but I overcame those, and the reason I overcame that is, by speaking, by telling, and by talking about it, by not being afraid. Thing about it is, what I've learned to do is that I'm Jason, and I'm me. There are days that my self-esteem is so low that I don't thank myself. But then I look at myself in the mirror and I try to tell myself, you know what, you're a good person. No matter what people think or you're a good person. And it doesn't cure my mental disorders, stuff like that. However, it allows me to feel good about me. And that's what counts. Yes, family's fine, but, don't let the mental illness beat you. You are you. And people love me for who I am. They may not always like me, but they love me. And that's what counts. Like I said, I'm a cutter. I've cut myself. My arms are scarred up. I'm embarrassed at times. For a while there, I've got a bunch of tattoos. I use tattooing as a way of dealing with my depression. Try to drink myself to death. But once again, I recommend that, I prefer psychotherapy, which is counseling, positive and alternative dialogue with someone of a professional nature. Cognitive reinforcement, intensive cognitive therapy, which is just, going over certain aspects of your life, trying to retrieve certain aspects of normalcy, if there's any normalcy left. I do, if you need medication, I do recommend that you take it. Some people don't need it. I don't prefer it, but that's my opinion. I also feel, this is my opinion, I think the government, when it comes to mental health, is lousy. They're dropping the ball. In America, one of the leading, if not the leading cause of disability is mental illness. Yet, it's underfunded, understaffed, and when they want to cut things out of the budget, most states cut mental health. So, as persons and people, male, female, young, old, I think we need to band together in a way, create more focus groups, whether it be over chat rooms, internet, things like that, so we can combine and help each other out and stuff like that. And I want to end by saying that there's more to this, but I'm not going to make a 30-minute video. However, if you do feel overwhelmed and you feel like there's no answer, please call 911 or our suicide hotline. Suicide is not the answer. There's always a way out. So please, and I beg you, please contact 911 or call a suicide hotline before you do something that you're going to regret. Once again, my name is Jason. At the end of this, I'll put my email address. Feel free to contact me at any time, and any suggestions, comments, feel free to make those. You don't like what I'm saying, you want to complain, fine, I don't care. You know, you're not the first person, I'm pretty sure you're not me. But feel free to contact me, and maybe we can help each other out. Once again, I'll put my email address at the end of this, and we can go from there. Hopefully I'll hear from somebody, and if not, stay well, be you, and always remember, love yourself, and everybody else will love you afterwards. Thank you.